Hello, my name is Conrad Ruckwitz, and I will be doing vitamin B12. Why vitamin B12? Well, vitamin B12 has multiple functions within the body and is very essential to the human body. I wanted to learn more about this. I wanted to learn why it's essential to the human body and what functions or roles does it play within the human body. And I'm curious to learn how vitamin B12 intakes affect physical performance since I go to the gym on a regular basis. Let's get started. Vitamin B12 functions. Vitamin B12 has multiple functions, and one of them being cell division. It assists folate by accepting the carbon groups that folate breaks down and continually removes. Without vitamin B12, folate is left in an inactive state and unable to perform cell division. So the folate needs somewhere to give those carbon groups, and that's where vitamin B12 comes in. It accepts those carbon groups from folate so it can continue to remove them. They both need each other for cell division, and without vitamin B12, it's unable to do its job, leading to macrocytic anemia. So rapid growing cells like blood cells are first to be affected, and macrocytic anemia is large or inflamed red blood cells or unmatured red blood cells because division hasn't been taken. And vitamin B12 is also water soluble. Vitamin B12 also has nervous system functions. Vitamin B12 is essential for maintaining nerve fibers and nerve cells. And a deficiency of vitamin B12 can lead to memory loss, decreased cognitive function with an extended period of time in a deficiency. And macrocytic anemia from a vitamin B12 deficiency has a small chance to lead to paralysis. What are the RDA's allowances? What are the recommended allowances for vitamin B12? Well, the RDA splits it up into two categories: adults, children, and pregnant women. Women 18 years or older need 2.4 micrograms of vitamin B12 per day, MCG standing for micrograms. Men 18 years or older need 2.4 micrograms per day. From birth to 6 months, babies need 0.4 micrograms per day. 7 to 12 months old, they need 0.5 micrograms per day. 1 to 3 years old, they need 0.9 micrograms per day. 4 to 8 years old, they need 1.2 micrograms per day. And 9 to 13 years old, they need 1.8 micrograms per day. And 14 to 18 years old, they need 2.4 micrograms per day for children. And the last group is pregnant women. Pregnant women and teens need 2.6 micrograms per day, while breastfeeding teens and adults need 2.8 micrograms per day. So the baby has continuous vitamin B12 activities and meets its required daily allowance. What is a vitamin B12 deficiency? Your body usually keeps 1,000 to 2,000 times the normal amount of vitamin B12 it needs in a day. So a deficiency would take several years to appear. Lower levels of vitamin B12 would be in the range of 200 to 300 pictograms per milliliter. And a deficiency would be anything below 200 pictograms per milliliter. That would be considered a vitamin B12 deficiency. Vegans and vegetarians are the most common group to have vitamin B12 deficiencies, since most vitamin B12 sources come from animal products or animals themselves. What are some signs and symptoms of vitamin B12 deficiency? As we discussed earlier, lower levels of vitamin B12 lead to red blood cell immaturity, which leads to macrocytic anemia, since cell division is not being taken place. And some symptoms of that is nausea, stomach aches, headaches, and muscle weakness. And over an extended period of time, this can be very harmful to the human body. Neurological problems are also prevalent in a vitamin B12 deficiency, such as memory loss, decline in cognitive function, and even paralysis, as we discussed. Reports of megaloblastic anemia has also been reported, with symptoms of heart palpitations or irregular heartbeat, loss of appetite, infertility, and even dementia. Permanent nerve damage is also possible with the decay of nerve cells and a vitamin B12 deficiency. Can too much vitamin B12 be toxic? There are no upper level intakes for vitamin B12 due to its low level of toxicity. So what you usually do not use in a day gets excreted through urine from the body. The body is usually used to having high amounts of vitamin B12. But what happens with extreme supplementation of vitamin B12? Many times over what you're allowed to have. Can this be harmful? Some studies have showed yes. A study from 2010 showed that people with diabetes supplementing 1 milligram of vitamin B12 per day led to even quicker kidney function decline. Their kidneys were starting to fail at a faster rate. An additional study in pregnant women noticed extreme amounts of vitamin B12 supplementation led to higher risks of autism spectrum disorder. So, kids being born with pregnant mothers taking a lot of vitamin B12 had more of an increase to be on the autism spectrum. And a study conducted with 77,118 participants ranging from 50 to 76 years old took a supplement of 55 micrograms of vitamin B12 per day for an average of 10 years, found that men had a 40% more higher risk of getting lung cancer. And in the women, there was no notable difference in getting lung cancer. The men had a 40% more risk of getting lung cancer. That is almost half. Where can I get vitamin B12? What are some foods that I can ingest to get vitamin B12? Well, the number one food to get vitamin B12 is beef liver. And this is going by a 3-ounce serving with 70.7 micrograms per 3 ounces. Right behind that is cooked clams, a 3-ounce serving with 17 micrograms per serving. Nutritional yeast fortified, a half a cup serving, has anywhere between 8.3 to 24 micrograms per serving. Cooked salmon with a 3-ounce serving usually is 2.6 micrograms per serving. Tuna with also a 3-ounce serving also has 2.5 micrograms per serving. 85%, 15%, 85% beef, 15% fat at a 3-ounce serving has 2.4 micrograms per serving. 2% milk at a 1 cup per serving has 1.3 micrograms per serving. Plain yogurt, fat-free yogurt at a 1 cup serving has exactly 1 micrograms per serving. Most leading breakfast cereals for 1 serving, which is around 2/3 cup, has 0.6 micrograms per serving. And lastly, we have cheddar cheese at 1.5-ounce servings at 0.5 micrograms of B12. Interesting research on vitamin B12. So, vitamin B12 has been linked to depression and mental health as well. As we can see here, a 2013 controlled trial among Pakistani residents attempted to link vitamin B12 and depression together. And they found that the results that 26% of people who identified or had depression were deficient in vitamin B12, and while 36% had lower levels of vitamin B12. So that would be lower in between 200 to 300 pictograms per milliliter or below 200 pictograms per milliliter. Vitamin B12 and folate have been linked together to decrease homocysteine and improve antidepressant results. So by getting adequate levels of vitamin B12 and folate has proven to improve antidepressant results. And also, a 2017 study in India showed individuals with a vitamin B12 deficiency mostly made up of vegetarians, were more susceptible to neurological problems to those who were getting adequate levels of vitamin B12. So it can't directly be correlated to depression, vitamin B12 and depression, but by getting your adequate levels of vitamin B12, you are less susceptible to getting depression. And here are my results, or not results, resources that I use for this video. Thank you so much.